everybody, Jeff Childers back at you with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be looking at running rhythms. Running rhythms are really cool. They're a fun way to add energy to a song or a solo performance on the Darbuka. Now I've been thinking about doing a tutorial on running rhythms for a long time, and I held off because the way I play them is a little differently than the way most people do. I tend to use a lot of split hand and I use slaps, and if you don't know slaps and split hand, it's difficult to learn all of that while learning running rhythms at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to teach it mostly with Arabic technique, just using the two ring fingers on each hands for the tex and cause. And at first I'll do it with tex instead of slaps, and then as we go on I'll start adding in some slaps. Now the basic principle for running rhythms is that you're alternating between your hands. The whole time you're going right, left, right, left, right, left throughout the rhythm. Now as you get more advanced, you can leave out a hit here and there. Usually it would be a ka that you would leave out, and that just adds a little bit of, there's something interesting going on in this rhythm. It's not just monotonous the whole time. But the thing you really want to focus on when you first start learning running rhythms, it's fine to just go right, left, and have all the hits sound the same volume. It's going to sound something like this. Now, that's not great because it doesn't really sound like a rhythm, but is starting out when you're just coordinating, getting your right and left hands working together, that's a fine place to start. That's where everybody starts. But the key, as you start to develop your skills, is you want it to sound like whatever rhythm it is. So if it's a melody, you want it to sound like a melody. You want to hear this come through. And that means making the accent tex louder than the other tex and cause, so that it sounds like a melody and not just a barrage of tex and dooms. It should sound something more like this. So again, as you're starting out, it's fine to just play the tex and cause all at the same volume. But once you've gotten the coordination so that you can go right and left, back and forth the whole time, then start thinking about making those accents more accented. Alright, so here's the beginning of the play-along section. I'm going to do some melody, and we'll start out slow. And you may even just want to pause it and look at the notation and kind of figure out how it works with coordinating the two hands together, and then join back in when you think you want to give it a try with the video. Alright, hopefully you've taken a chance to play through that a few times at that speed. Let's kick the tempo up a few beats per minute. Alright, let's try the running technique with an ayub. Now, whenever I play ayub running, I like to use slaps, because the slap is just a more accented accent than the tek. If your slaps are not too happening yet, you can always just substitute a big, loud tek for the slap. that ayub a little bit faster. Here's a collegiate, and this one also uses the slap. And again, if you don't want to do the slap, if that's difficult, you can always just substitute attack. Let's pick up the tempo a little bit and try that collegiate again. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the way I've been teaching so far in this video, the running technique, is the traditional Arabic technique of just using the ring fingers on each hand for the text and cause. That's not normally how I play running rhythms. I'm just going to show you real quick here how I usually do it using a melody. And I'm not going to go into too much depth, this is just a demonstration, but the idea is I use my pointer finger for accent texts and my ring finger for non-accent texts. And with the left hand, I alternate the whole time between the pointer and ring finger. And it gives a little bit of a different feel. It's, you can think of it this way. If you have just the same exact text sound over and over again, tek, 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 it can get a little bit monotonous. Whereas when you have two sounds, like teka, 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 you have that alternation. It adds a little bit more, something more is going on. It doesn't sound quite so much like a machine gun. And then with the split hand, you actually get 4 different sounds, 2 different texts and 2 different caws. So to me, that just brings the rhythm to life a little bit more, and I like the way it sounds, and it's how I do it habitually, so it's the most comfortable way for me to play it. But I have to admit that from the get-go, it's going to take some time to get this if you really want to learn to do it. But those are the basic instructions. And to give you a taste of what else can be done with running rhythms, I'm just going to noodle around a little bit here with some different rhythms. And I might play it split hand style, I might throw some slaps in there, I might leave out texts or caws here and there to make things interesting. This is just a sampling of things you can try. I know for a lot of you that was some pretty challenging stuff. Getting the running down at first is really hard, but like everything else, you put in the practice hours, you do it over and over again, and then it becomes automatic, and you don't know how you ever couldn't do it before. That's all I got for this video, and I hope you'll check out my other videos, and if there's something else that I haven't done a video on yet, and you can't find anybody else doing it either, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can make a video about it.